Hey everybody, Chris here. Welcome. We have Ethereum ETFs approved just a few minutes ago. And so I was going to make a video this morning, but I was like, without knowing whether these ETH spot ETFs are approved or not, a video would mean absolutely nothing. It wouldn't mean anything because that's the big news of the day. Yeah, there's little bits of news and other things, but I was like, that would have been a boring video. So I was like, oh, I'll just wait and see what happens during the day. And it just kept going and going and going and going the whole day. It was just like, well, maybe I will just go live when it gets decided. And at 4 o'clock, I was ready to go live, but there was no decision. And a huge, absolutely huge wick that happened right there at 4 o'clock. Big wick, and especially ETH. ETH was huge. Big wick all the way down to 35.30 and back up. Just huge for ETH. I guess there were a lot of people who thought, well, if nothing said at 4 o'clock, then it probably isn't approved. Well, after a couple minutes, someone else was saying, well, maybe it's just delayed because they don't have their act together and all of that. And as Doge was going down, I was like, well, I'm going to buy. And so I bought Dogecoin right there, 1530. Because I'm like, I still think it's going to be approved. Everything looked like it was going to be approved. So that was a good buying opportunity. So I bought Doge right there. Not bad. And here is my confirmation of my purchase is right here on X, Twitter. I posted it right there at 15.3, right at 15.3 there. So I told you guys yesterday, right? I wouldn't be surprised if Doge drops below 16 cents. It'll be in the 15s. So if you're waiting to buy Doge, probably good opportunity. And there it is. It happened. It certainly happened. So yeah, fun in the market, fear in the market, whatever. But yeah, everyone posting on X about a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, ETF approved. So great for ETH. And so it's like, well, now what? So now what? Yeah, but we'll talk about this. I mean, there's still heavy volume of trading right now. Big up, big down. Yeah, there was a pump there, Doug, and it was very short-lived. Let me drop down here in the corner. You can see. I mean, ETH essentially went all the way from the dip there at 35.30 all the way up to 38.90. That's 10.5%. That was a 10.5% right there. But now, the latest news that I just saw was that just because it's approved doesn't mean that the ETH ETFs can start trading yet. Apparently, there's a lot of paperwork that's out there that still needs to be done. And so it's going to take a while for the ETFs actually to start trading, it looks like. They didn't have their whole act together like they did with Bitcoin. So some of this retracement here that we're seeing might be that bit of news now coming out that, well, it's approved, but so. Yeah, Johnny, when next for Doge? We'll be talking about that. Right now, we just want to check out the trading that's going on here because there is a lot of up and down trading. This morning, Doge was trading up here like 1670, 1680. Now it's at 1580. So it's a whole penny below where it was trading this morning. And then something happened right here at 8:30. And there was some economic news that came out for the United States, and it wasn't great. And it kind of dropped. You saw Bitcoin, all these red candles. ETH had already been trading up early this morning in anticipation of an approval of an ETF. And then it traded down red candles. So we had all of that happening. So Doge dropped below 16 cents. And at that point, I'm just going to see what happens with these ETFs instead of buying Dogecoin. That was my thought process this morning. So we'll just see what happens. Traded back up over 16, and then like midday there was a drop. Again, uncertainty, what's happening, because by noon the SEC hadn't announced anything. But then at 4 o'clock with the big dip down, I was like, okay, there's the dip. I'm buying, and that's where I made my purchase right there. So we'll see. We'll see how that trades right now. So we'll get into the Doge stuff. Where that goes from here in a minute. Let me just check in the chat here. Ryan, yes, impromptu on a third. Yeah, Kriss is live on a Thursday. How about that? Happy Thursday, everybody. Ryan is watching. Yes. Josh, Das Moon. Nate, buy the rumor, sell the news. Yeah, there could be some of that now that it's approved, right? Now what, right? So sell. Matt, is it possible to lose my Dogecoin when transferring from Robinhood to Ledger? I have everything set up, just kind of nervous. You made a couple small transfers. Well, that's the way to do it, right? You made a couple small transfers. Were they successful? Right? Does Ledger Live say they're there? Then you should be fine to make a big transfer. I know it's a little nerve-wracking, but yeah. So no Kriss video today because I was just waiting for this news because there was nothing else to talk about. Everything was hinging on this ETH ETF, and some pretty good trading this evening. First, anticipating, is it approved or not approved? And then once approved, we saw Doge come all the way up over 1620, hit 1625, and then dip all the way back down to 15.6. I mean, look at that. Yeah. Mike in the building. What next for Doge? We'll talk about that. Joel, you're welcome. You tried for 1530. It was I was right there on Coinbase, and that first wick down came down to like 1515, came back up to 1540. I sat at 1530, and it did come back down and pick it up at like 6 minutes after 4 o'clock. So my order there was filled right there. Just got it at 1530 right there. And I mean, I didn't know if it was going to go back down or not. I had no idea. I was just like, okay, I got it. You put it in at 1533. Yeah. Get the dip before the rip. Yeah, Jason. And look, we know where Doge is going to go in the future. So 15.3, 15.4, 15.8, anywhere in there, it's under 16 cents. It's going to be a great price. It's going to be a great price. You just get a few less Doge at 15.8 than you could have gotten at 15.4. But that's all. Still going to be a great price as we go forward. So, yep. And so you bought some anyway. Exactly, Joshua. Yep. So 15.8, not a bad price. And it's already 15.9. So you're already making money. Yeah. So why not pump? Well, I think news is slowly coming out here right after the approval that the SEC and the exchanges weren't ready for the exchanges to actually start trading the ETFs. And that could take a little while. So I think that's putting a little damper on the immediate trading. Overall, long view, this is great. ETFs for Ethereum are approved, which is going to be great for crypto overall. But yeah, again, a little dampened about the SEC just being totally unorganized on this. Well, I mean, they are a federal bureaucracy, right? You can't expect it to be like spot on. So yeah, take a while, days or weeks. Somebody said possibly weeks. So let's go here. Let's go ETH ETF. Somebody said weeks. So yeah, so Rob, ETH ETF approved. The greens began. This was the first little SEC thing. But somebody said weeks. So yeah, I had just seen it on here right before I came on. But oh, and yeah, Pepe just hit a new all-time high again. So it is official, ETF approved from the SEC. So this isn't some gotcha thing here. Yeah, I don't see the thing I saw earlier about how long it's going to take to get started. We'll get more confirmation of that, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Because I'll be live again tomorrow at 5 o'clock. I'll be on again. Hey, Bilbo, was this acceptance expected? I was always saying it was going to be approved. I was firmly in the belief it was going to be approved. And everything leading up this week was looking like it was going to be approved. And it was going to be approved today, which is what I said 2 months ago. It was going to be approved today. Yeah, see, like here's Doge. Now back up over 16 cents. So let's go. Let's go. Sometimes these things take a little while, and there's traders. There's swing trading. There's bot trading. All that stuff goes on. So it's not just all up. So there's always some of that going on. You saw July, August timeframe? Yeah, that'd be months. I don't know. I don't have time to look for the news on that now. So we could talk about that tomorrow. Does that mean that the market cap going up? Well, most likely you will have people buying those ETFs, and those 8 institutions that are offering those ETFs have to have the underlying asset. So they have to buy the ETH that is going to be, that's going to represent the ETH in the ETF. So yes, market cap will go up, price will go up, market cap will go up. Yeah. What's up, Joe? Hey, it's looking good. I mean, it's still a red day. Doge is still down 3% for the day, but because of this dump we had this morning, we just got to get it. We just got to get back up to 17 cents. And that could take a bit. That could take a bit of trading here over the next few hours to get back up to 17 cents. ETH over 3,800. But I mean, look at this. Even ETH isn't just moving right up. And it's the ETH ETF. So it's got some up and down high volume trading going on right now with ETH. It's not just straight up. Looks like Solana is moving up. Why Solana has all of these green candles and ETH doesn't, I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. But Solana trades pretty funny. And of course, Pepe is at a new all-time high. Just hit 15. Look at that. New all-time high for Pepe. Up over 15. It's like, wow. So Doge at 16. See if we can hold 16 cents. Joshua, I heard July-ish for the real spike up, maybe late June. We'll see. I knew it. They dropped before the news cleared all the leverage. Now we go up. Yeah, these big wicks down here, huge liquidations. Millions of dollars in ETH and BTC just in the last hour. Liquidated. Big liquidations. So those wicks down took out leveraged longs. Leveraged longs were already being liquidated this morning with the drop in the market. But then with what happened at 4 o'clock, millions of dollars more liquidated. So yeah, that is happening. And now you've got a lot of other long liquidations happening with the current trading, because you get this trading going up and then people start piling in with long X's, right? Thinking that this is just going to keep going, and then it drops down, liquidates more. So that's why we don't touch leverage. We don't short. No, you buy in at the best price you can and you hold. Because what you think might happen ends up not happening that way, right? Particularly if you're sure, I am absolutely sure this is going to happen. And it doesn't. And it doesn't. You can count on it. So yeah, ETH can't even hold 3,800 right now, despite the good news. So a lot of trading going on. A lot of trading going on. Good morning, Blue Horse. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for reminding everyone. Hit the like button. Appreciate it. Subscribe. Haven't already subscribed. Appreciate that. Fast for you, Hellman. Hope the price is going up more than 17 cents because I bought last week. Over time, yes. It may not be today. May not be today. But see if we can hold 16 cents. That's our goal right now, is to get out of these 15s. Cool, Ryan. Another month of membership for the fam. Kriss Pack's DCA portfolio still looking great. It'll look a lot better if Doge was back up over 17 cents. That's all I'm saying. So for those just joining, I bought Dogecoin down here right after 4 o'clock with the big wick down. I had a limit order set it at 15.3, and it hit right there, 15.3. Posted about it on X Twitter. If you don't follow me, I'm at Kriss Packs here on X Twitter, and there's my order filled right at 406, 50,000 Doge at 15.3. Not bad. I mean, it helps that I'm like watching the charts all day. That first dip down to 15.6, I was like, what, is that it? But then there was no I thought maybe there was like some preview of somebody heard something that maybe the ETH ETF wasn't going to be approved. And so that's why all of these red candles. But then I started looking at the news and there was nothing about the ETFs this morning. So this was all, I mean, even stocks were going down too at that time. And it was the whole market responding to negative, United States economic news. So I waited and I waited and I waited. And then at 4 o'clock, there was the dump. So that's where I bought. Moving up. Let's go, Doge. And ETH over 3,800 again. So ETH over 38, Doge over 16. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Joshua says, I expected the extra volatility for ETH, but the ETF clears the runways. Is what I tell myself. And then the emotions get, yeah. Elatis had his order in at 15. Yep. And that's how I felt too. I have my bag, but I didn't mind. I had my May money, right? I've just been talking about that, waiting to buy. And then this was the opportunity, but for adding a little more. Yeah, same. Blue Horseshoes buying on every dip. Anything under 20 cents is cheap. Aiden, people are saying Biden's just passing these ETFs to make people like him. Well, Gary Gensler said that he could only vote against it himself if there was some like legal or court thing that would guide him. And obviously there's not. So we'll wait to see what he says when he makes his first public announcement on this. But I'm guessing he's going to say that legally he had to approve it. That's going to be my guess. He said the same thing with Bitcoin. All right, Helmand. Have a good night. Glad you could stop in. And yep, if you have a low average and you're still buying now, your average is going to go up a little, which is fine. Your average doesn't really mean anything overall. If you think Dogecoin is going to go up and you buy here at 16 cents, it doesn't matter what your average is. Because you think it's going to go up more. So it goes up more. And you're making money. I mean, if you've got cash sitting in the bank, you're losing money if that's the case. So you buy Doge, Doge price goes up. Again, this is a bull market. No guarantees, but prices go up. You're making money then. Silly Gary. That's right. It's the legality of it, Aiden. And that's what Gensler said with the Bitcoin one. He didn't have a legal reason to deny it. Tommy had a feeling approval was here, spent $100,000 on Doge, LFG. Nice. Congrats on the bag. That's a big bag of Doge you got there. So, yes, LFG, absolutely. There is a 0.000001% chance. And even then, it won't go to zero. But I don't know why you would ask that, EASA, whatever that means, because that's negativity. We can't have that right now. Doge is going up. Come on. Prajwal, appreciate it. Thank you. Worst to worst, if we don't get the ETH approval, we get to buy cheaper Doge. Just DCA and wait. This is just one of those things that can help Doge's price go even higher without all of the other separate catalysts for Dogecoin that we know are coming. So it just gets Doge already up on a higher level. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I look at it. Is it possible that Coinbase makes more futures ETFs? After Bitcoin got approved, They weren't futures ETFs. They were futures trading for the coin itself is what they opened up. It wasn't an ETF. And then they only started doing the ones that they thought were surely not going to be deemed to be securities by the SEC. So they did Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and Dogecoin, because I guess they already had Bitcoin futures trading. So they just added those, all proof of work cryptocurrencies, that they were fairly confident that the SEC would not see them as being securities, which is why I'm saying from this point forward, Dogecoin is a commodity because it is now being traded futures under the guidance of the CFTC. So that is good. That is good for Doge. So Amar took some profits on Pepe, which I was telling Bull Run last night. It was like, don't you want to start taking a little profit? Pepe's at an all-time high. Bull Run probably didn't, but yet now Pepe's even higher, new all-time high. So Amar has taken some profit on that Pepe all-time high and bought some Doge with it. That's not a bad move, in my opinion, rotating some of that from something that's already done a huge run up for something that still waiting for its huge run. Probably not a bad move. Hamid, how are you? Nice. Where do we think the channel is taking us? To 50 cents? Well, let's take a look here out at the daily. Now we were charting this, and we were looking at this reverse head and shoulder pattern, which closed right there at 17 cents. We're talking about what Doge would have to do here to then break out and move up over 20 cents, because that's the first move there, is to get back up to this 22-cent level where Dogecoin was here at the end of March. So that's the first move. Once that is accomplished, then the target is 35 cents. And that 35-cent number has come in quite a bit, but here it is. And that 35-cent line goes all the way back to August of 2021. So that's almost 3 years ago, since 35 cents was a resistance line for Doge trading. So we got to get there. 22 first. We'll be in this purple box here. There'll probably be some churn there before eventually breaking out and testing 35 cents. So 35 cents is my target. Yeah, Hamid, that's my target, 35 cents. And that Doge gets up over 35 cents, that's the level that I'm going to start taking little bits of profit on my Doge. But for Doge to get up to that level is going to take some, there's going to have to be some serious trading behind Doge there. It's not going to go up to there by itself, of course, unless Bitcoin doubles in price. So if Bitcoin doubles in price up to like $140,000 a Bitcoin, and we have Doge at 16 cents, then Doge could get up to like 32 cents maybe, if it just followed Bitcoin. Maybe. But for Doge to get much higher, it needs its own catalyst. It needs a Tesla, X payments, something like that. Yeah, and the golden cross is on the weekly. That's the one that's coming up. I turned off the 50 last night. I need to add that back on the 50 to get that back. There we go. So this is the white one is the 200-day or 200-week moving average. The blue is the 50-week moving average. And the blue will need to come up and cross over the white which I don't think is going to happen until July. It's going to take a while for that to happen unless we see some huge spike in Dogecoin's price. It's going to slowly play out, probably into July is my guess, before we see that weekly golden cross. The last time we had a weekly golden cross was January 2021, before Doge went on its huge run from less than a penny up to 8 cents. So this would be a bullish sign, but it's going to take a while for it to play out. Not there yet. Not there yet. So we've got ETH. Looks like we're trying to hold over 3,800 here. I should probably move this line. Should probably move this line up to 38, because that's what we want to. That's what we want to track there, is 3,800 for ETH. So we'll look at that. And Doge at 16 cents. Yep, we need Elon to make an announcement, right, for that thing to happen, right? That would be big. Yep, if it hits 35 cents, take out the initial investment, and then everything else is gravy on top of that, right? That's one way to do it. And we speculated about a Doge ETF last night during the live stream. All I've heard today is Solana and XRP. It's just like no one's talking about Dogecoin ETF today. That was in the news yesterday, though. We talked about it yesterday. Again, it would come up to like ARK and VanEck, Fidelity, BlackRock. Are they interested in Dogecoin? Because they're the ones who would have to make the application. So I don't know about that. What about Pepe? Pepe is a meme token built on ETH. So Pepe is just having this great run, new all-time highs, up over 15. That's huge. A huge run for Pepe. Doge posting green candles. Let's go. Let's go. Jeremy, well, I'm now heavy in Doge. Oops. Turn that off. We don't need that. I was heavy ETH, but now alt season is on the horizon. Retail will jump in Doge. Doge is going to go on a run at some point in time. And ETH will most likely outperform Bitcoin in alt season, but there will be other alts that will outperform ETH. Yes. Will Doge be one of them? Sure. Right? Why not? But again, Doge is going to need its own catalyst. It's going to need something to propel it forward. And what that is, we got to wait for. Mostly it's an Elon thing, right? Elon's waiting to get money transmitter licenses in all 50 states before he starts up X payments. Is Doge going to be part of that on day one? Probably not. But we'll see how that plays out. What would you buy today, Merrill asks, if I had $1,000 to spend? Well, I bought this morning. I mean, this afternoon. I just bought this right here, Dogecoin. This was just a little over an hour ago. I just bought 50,000 Dogecoin. So I back up what I say, and you guys know, right? But there it is. Order filled, 50,000 Doge at 15.3 cents, bought on the dip, right there at 406. Because it's Doge. And Doge is going to go, Merrill, Doge is going to go on a big run. It's going to go on a huge run. But I'm a trader, and so I was waiting for the big dip. I talked earlier in the stream here about this 15.6 wick that we had this morning. and then I wasn't ready to buy yet because I'm a trader again. I like to get it the cheapest I can. And then here it was at 4 o'clock. That was the big drop. And so quickly set a limit order and it filled right there. Blue Horse, you're a fine gentleman. Thank you for the support. Appreciate it. Hope you have a good day over there in sunny Singapore. I got to come visit sometime. Definitely, Singapore is on our radar of places where we want to go travel to and visit. Definitely Singapore. I'll let you know when we're coming. Jose is now owning 20,000 Doge at an average of 18. So yeah, anything you buy here lowers your average a little bit. There's still people who have high averages back from 2021 when they were buying Dogecoin, up at 30, 40, 50 cents. Many of them were DCAing through the bear market, but some of them were just holding on with what they had and waiting for the price to come back up. But these, once you see all these green candles, though, this bullish move up, and it's just like 17 cents isn't that far away now to get back over that low. You're welcome, Blue Horse. Appreciate the support. Joshua says, I think there's a possibility Trump accepting Doge could contribute to a pump. That was a fun bit of news yesterday, but overall for Doge, it's probably not, it doesn't have that much of an impact. I think it has a better impact for cryptocurrency overall, because he does seem to be responding to all kind of crypto related news in a positive way for crypto. And there's a lot of people who think he's going to be the next president of the United States. So that's all good for crypto. Another reason why these 4-year cycles just tend to play out, and how this fall could just be epic for this bull run. It could be epic. So we're accumulating now. We've been accumulating for the past year. So far, again, we were 8 cents in February. Now we're 16 cents. So that's double just where Dogecoin's price was in February. Yeah, it's lagged Bitcoin and Bitcoin's performance, but overall, pretty good. But the best is yet to come for Dogecoin still. And that's why I think this fall is going to be epic. And we just need to accumulate and wait. Just continue filling bags. That's my strategy. Just keep adding more. Ryan says, I wonder if Doge will go down when X payments launch. People don't see Doge on it. Us that are in the know will have seen that coming. Others might. Maybe. Yep. The bears will be like, ha ha, see, Doge isn't there. The ones who don't like Dogecoin. Yeah, that'll come out. You'll hear that. We'll see how Elon plays it. Doge down, buy Doge. Doge up, buy Doge. On the hourly chart, Jay says that downward wick is wild. Yep, it is. All the way down and all the way back up. Yep. And Ethereum's too. Look at Ethereum's wick. Big wick on Ethereum. Yeah, we just need to get Doge back up here in the upper 16s so we can reach 17 again. Would not want to see it like just start trading sideways here in the low 16s. See it get back up here at least. Derek's got 12,000 at 15.9. Well, at 16.1, you're in the green. I don't think so, Aiden. I don't think you're going to have so many ETFs based on individual cryptos. Most of them just don't have the market cap to support the amount of work that would go in for like a BlackRock or Fidelity to have an ETF. Maybe someone proposes doing some kind of crypto mutual fund like ETF, where it's a bag of like a bunch of them all pulled together. Something like that. Maybe. Hey, low roller, it's a Thursday, but Kriss is here because of the news today and the big volume of pumping in the crypto market. So, yep. $1.69. I like that price. That's a good price. Do you think there's a chance now that ETH ETF has been approved to have either Doge or a basket of coins? Yeah. So we talked last night about Doge ETF and went through all of the pros and cons, challenges, but also including a lot of the reasons why a Doge ETF actually makes a lot of sense, a lot more than Solana, because there's still a lot of uncertainty about Solana being decentralized, let's say. Yes, Blue Horse. I would love to come to Singapore. Ether approved, yes. The ETF was approved this evening, but trading on the ETFs is still going to be a while. And we'll talk about that tomorrow on, figure out what that gap is, what that timeline is before those ETH ETFs actually start trading. Free quizzes in Coinbase right now. And not only that, but you get more coins now while the prices are where they are than if you do those quizzes when the price is up higher. I mean, you get the same number of coins, but they're not worth as much. Or no, they give you the dollar figure of the coins. You get more coins now. 71,000 Doge, been DCAing down. Original average, 42 cents. Yep, same thing. Brian was buying back in 2021, like we said, and he's been DCAing down, bringing that average down. Spell tokens. I didn't hear what happened to Spell. I knew Spell was moving, but I mean, there's never any news about Spell. And it was actually last night. There was this big run. That was yesterday, right? Let's go to the 2-hour chart. Yeah, this was all yesterday. So I don't know. Looks like it's sold off from that, but it's coming back up. So yeah, but big volume. But for what reason, I have no idea. I don't know. I think a lot of this is Coinbase related because it's it's still 0.0009 trading on Coinbase, so it's cheap and people just buy it. So there's some of that happens. This morning, the markets went down just because there was bad economic data released in the United States this morning. That's why this is a 2-hour chart. That's why Doge's price went from 16.8 all the way down to 15.8. That was this morning, that drop. And that was across crypto. I mean, here was Bitcoin's big red candle. Even ETH had a red candle. ETH was trading up in anticipation of having a spot ETF approved, but then it had its red candle. I mean, they all did. Solana was already kind of drifting down. But yeah, all of them had these big red candles here. So that was all based on this bad economic news, but that wasn't related to the ETF. Yes, that would be something if Doge got an ETF. Mark's got 769,000 Doge. Yes, nice bag. Nice bag. So for news, what do I got? For Doge related, Coinbase loses Supreme Court case over Dogecoin sweepstakes. So Coinbase was trying. There's a bunch of people who I'm guessing it was probably an attorney that sees this as a way to make money, and they reached out to people who took part in this 2021 sweepstakes thing where you could get free Doge. That's when Coinbase started actually trading Dogecoin. Was just 2021. You couldn't trade Dogecoin before that, which I don't know why Coinbase didn't have Doge trading before that. They certainly missed out on a lot of profit they could have had if they had started in 2020 instead of 2021. But they had this thing where that if you opened a new account on Coinbase, you would be entered into sweepstakes. But they said, and the way I read it was, you had to at least have bought $100 worth of Dogecoin. Somewhere in the fine print, it said you would still be entered to get free Doge if you didn't buy the $100 worth of Dogecoin. That wasn't a requirement, but all of the advertising of all of the stuff pretty much said you had to buy the $100 of Dogecoin. I opened an account on Coinbase because I didn't have one before because they didn't trade Dogecoin. So I opened an account. I put $100 on there. I bought $100 worth of Dogecoin. So I was entered in the sweepstakes. So I thought, but apparently you didn't have to. So there was this class action lawsuit then that this attorney put together, found enough people that decided to join the class. And what Coinbase wanted to do was use arbitration to settle and not have it go to court. And the courts decided today that no, this needs to be heard in a court of law, not through arbitration. That's all this was. But it's this other Dogecoin related legal thing that's kind of hanging out there. But this is between Coinbase and this class action on that sweepstakes thing. That's what that was. Would have been nice to have won that Dogecoin. Again, like I said, I don't know why Coinbase wasn't trading Dogecoin sooner than the summer of 2021. They missed out on that whole epic run up on the price of Doge. Missed out on it completely. Where Robinhood was making record profits because of that Dogecoin, and Coinbase missed out. And now they're getting sued for misrepresenting their sweepstakes. That's bad for Coinbase. Dogecoin whale transactions skyrocket. So again, this is all more and more large Doge transactions accumulating Doge for what's coming. Just like we're accumulating Doge, nowhere at whale levels, but we're accumulating Doge too, what we can afford. But there's a lot of big wallets accumulating Dogecoin as well. So that's going on. And this Ethereum ETF could return, somebody called it animal spirits, to crypto, reminiscent of the 10x Doge and SHIB runs that we had in 2021. So I certainly feel it, that there's a lot of excitement building in cryptocurrency outside of just Bitcoin. And that's just happened in the past month, is how I feel it and how I see the sentiment, with crypto Twitter, in the news. It just, to me, it just seems to be a lot more positive on cryptocurrencies outside of Bitcoin, because for the past year, it's just all been about Bitcoin. And pretty much all the alts were just kind of left to the side. It was all Bitcoin. And Bitcoin had a very good year, 2023. Most altcoins didn't until the last 2.5 months of the year. But now it's just, the feeling is a lot better. And I kind of think these big runs are coming, particularly Doge and Sheep that haven't gone on big runs. Yeah, they've doubled in price since last fall, but that's not the big epic run. I mean, what we just saw Pepe do. Doge and Sheep are probably going to do that as well. And so I'm in agreement with whoever said this. Victor. This is Victor, right? Crypto markets could be reignited if an Ethereum spot ETF gains approval, which it just did. He recalls how Dogecoin surged nearly 10x in a single day back in January 2021, despite already having $1 billion market cap. So I feel the same. So will Solana or Dogecoin be the next crypto ETF if the Ethereum ETF is approved? So this came out this morning. Now we have the Ethereum ETF approved. So there's probably going to be a lot more articles coming out that say, well, now that the Ethereum ETF is approved, what's going to be next? And like I said, Solana, and I agree with this, a rocky road ahead. Bloomberg analyst James Seyffert highlighted significant regulatory hurdles facing a potential Solana ETF. The SEC isn't dancing around Solana's status like they have ETH. Those lawsuits against Coinbase and Kraken and others flat out say Solana is a security. But nobody's saying that about Dogecoin. So this was the discussion we had last night in the live stream, was that no one has accused Dogecoin of being a security. It's the most decentralized cryptocurrency there is. Proof of work. There were no pre-sales. There were no airdrops. There's no team. There was no ICO. It was just let out into the world. If you wanted to buy it, you bought it. That's how Dogecoin started. The most fair launch probably in the history of crypto. Bitcoin was similar, except you had Satoshi and a few others being the only ones who knew about it. And so they started the initial mining of Doge, and Satoshi ended up mining 1 million Bitcoin in those early days. And that's why there's that big Satoshi wallet for Bitcoin. But no one was doing that with Doge, because Doge was just a joke, right? People who started mining it were collecting Doge, but no one thought that it would ever turn into what it is today. So yeah, so that's it about Solana. It's just no Solana ETF until either a CME traded SOL futures exists or Congress puts a legit cryptocurrency regulatory framework in place. So we probably won't see that. But Dogecoin, while the path for a SOL ETF appears fraught with difficulties, there's a glimmer of optimism for a Dogecoin ETF. Andrew Kane, we did Andrew's quote last night, with significant political pressure for regulation of crypto to be officially bestowed upon the CFTC, The odds for a Doge ETF look brighter than ever. Some Polymarket poll indicated a 10% chance of a Doge ETF being approved in 2024. I mean, ETH was just at 30% just 2 weeks ago. And now we have approval of an ETH ETF. So that's what it means. Doge. Could there be a Doge ETF? There have been crazier things, but who knows? Who knows? Dogecoin reversal is imminent. Predicts over a 30% upside coming with Doge. This is Kevin. So here's Kevin's. Again, he also had this reverse head and shoulder pattern on his chart. Mine's already closed out at 17 cents, but he's still keeping his open. Expectation is this breaks out within the next 24 to 48 hours, and then a price target of 22 cents. So not too different than my price target, again, coming back up to this level for Doge. Still holding 16 cents for Doge. Couple more articles here. Dogecoin. Here's when Doge could rally 525% and hit $1. Wouldn't we love that, right? Dogecoin to $1. Again, I still think it's too early to be talking about this, but others are. It's in the news. So I cover it. According to Changelly, Dogecoin could breach the dollar mark by September 2028, 4 years from now. So Changelly is saying not this bull cycle, but next bull cycle for Dogecoin hitting $1. Whatever. It'll go when it'll go. That's what I say about Doge. But it's a nice graphic. I like that. Doge on $1. I do like that. So that's what we've got in the news. Doge hanging about 16 cents. ETH hanging above 3,800. Things starting to quiet down now. But wow. 2 hours ago, this was crazy trading. Crazy trading going on. That's for sure. Up and down. Big wick down for ETH. Bitcoin back over 67,000. Struggling to get back over 68,000 right now for Bitcoin. And Doge holding on to 16. All right, let's see what I can catch up on the chat here. Ryan, you bought on Coinbase when that happened too? Yep. Entered the sweepstakes, did you? Didn't win, right? Didn't win. Oh, that's right. You did say Mr. Beast promotion. I remember that. And it turned out to be nothing with Mr. Beast. Do you think Doge would pump on an Elon tweet? It's got to be more than that. It's got to be something real. Just these little tweet things that don't have anything behind it, that doesn't really move Dogecoin that much anymore. Oh, because Doge was a meme coin, that's why Coinbase didn't like it? Well, they missed out. They missed out on so much money. I know. I never saw Pepe doing what it did. I never saw it. Bullrun did. Bullrun was talking about Pepe for a long time. I was like, this is going to come and go. And it's now number 19. It passed ICP and Litecoin today. and has now moved up to 19th largest cryptocurrency is Pepe. So now we got Pepe at 19, we've got Sheeb at 12, we've got Doge at 8. That's 3 memes in the top 20. This is the year of the meme in crypto. Yeah, Bitcoin can do its thing and ETH can do its thing, but it's been the year of the meme. It really has. There's no one speaking about Doge. It's out there, Hussein. It's out there. I do almost daily videos, and every day there are at least 6 or 8 articles about Dogecoin. Now, most of it is only within sort of the crypto world that we live in, but it's out there. Doge really needs that big news event, though, that huge news event to get out there. It'll happen. Stocks. Yeah, I usually just use 10% a year when I do my comparisons, because it depends on what stocks you hold. If you're doing a lot of dividend stock investing, like what Andre Jick does, you're probably not getting 10% a year, but you're getting a lot of dividends. But if you're in the tech sector, you're easily getting an average of over 10%. We expect 10% in a day in crypto. I haven't heard anything about XRP ETF low roller. Everybody's just guessing now, but XRP is still wrapped. I mean, the Ripple SEC lawsuit is still going on, so I don't see anything happening there. Yeah, Dogecoin's already doubled from 8 cents in February to 16 where it is now, right? This is nothing. I agree. Hey, Tim, how are you? The post-ETF uptick, not as big as I'd hoped. Was it already priced in? Yeah, I think that was part of it. The big run-up we had earlier in the week was that. Some say buy the rumor, sell the news. So we might be seeing that right now with this these red candles here in the last 15 minutes. So it could be some of that. Free Dogecoin and faucets always. If you want to do that, Jasmine. Now let's see what Jasmine's up to today. It's been up and down the past few days. Over 2 cents still. This is my 2 cent line. It's this red line right here for Jasmine. And it had a little dip below it, but came right back up. So 2 cents is looking like good support line for Jasmine. We zoom out, we can get a picture of how that trading has gone. Once we came up over 2 cents here, that was just a little over a week ago. Jasmine's been hanging up there pretty well. So yeah, that's pretty good. Doge on the 4-hour is still a green wick here, green candle, but drifting below 16 cents now. Yeah, I did hear Avalanche mentioned as well, Blue Horse. I heard Avalanche as well. I just don't think that they're gonna go there. Doge is done, JMR says. It's more of a stable coin. You won't get rich. Pepe is destroying the market and will continue. So JMR is suggesting we sell our Dogecoin and buy Pepe at Pepe's all-time high. Probably not a good idea, in my opinion. I can only tell you what I'm doing, and I'm not doing that. I'm not rotating Dogecoin into Pepe at Pepe's all-time high. Sorry, but you probably have Pepe that you bought at a lower price and you're enjoying the profits on it. That's awesome. Just remember to take some profits yourself and don't hold it and watch it go all the way back down, which it has a possibility of doing that. So be careful. As Low Roller says too, take some profit, can't go up forever. On SHIB, Deepak asks, I think SHIB is going to go on a big run. I've been saying this, maybe not this summer, maybe it's the fall, and it's going to do a big run at some point in time. I thought because of maybe this ETH ETF, we might see some nice movement in SHIB, but SHIB hasn't done anything. It's pretty quiet today. So, but I think that's going to come. A lot of big whales in Doge, and they have been making so much money off of Dogecoin trading over the years. Yeah. But Doge might be beyond them now. We'll see. Yeah, NVIDIA stock split. It's going to be a 10-to-1 stock split, I heard. So at $1,000, it's going to go back to 100, and everybody's going to get 10 times the number of shares. That's awesome for NVIDIA. I only hold NVIDIA through the funds that I have in my 401k. I don't own any of the stock itself. Can Doge reach $5? Selzer asks. I've talked about this in past videos, what Dogecoin looks at $1, like what Dogecoin looks at $2, and what Dogecoin looks like at $5. And that it's not out of the question. It's just probably not feasible this bull market. So might have to give it 4 years. You're driving, but you're here for the Doge. Well, Mars, keep your eyes on the road, but listen in. It's all good. Tedward thinks the big news is going to be X payments. Without it, we may not get past 40 cents, but 40 cents is pretty good. That's a fair outlook. That's a fair outlook. Yep. Yep. Samuels is here. Oh, shall I start over now? Let's start over. We're just seeing if Doge can hang on to 16 cents here after this wild run since 4 o'clock that Doge went on here. But and ETH is just holding on to 3,800 here with the approval of the ETF, but we don't think the ETF is actually going to start trading for weeks. We'll find out. Yeah, Deepak on SHIB, this is still bull market, so it's not dumping. Late 2025 into 2026, I'm not going to be holding any SHIB. I'll have sold all my SHIB by then because it's probably going to dump then, but not now. We're still in bull market. Yeah, Music Reel. SHIB and a lot of the ETH network altcoins should start to move. Yeah, that's what I think will happen. And they still do tend to follow each other. Yes, Low Roller. Doge goes on a big run. SHIB goes on a run, not quite as much because Doge leads. But then the reverse can happen where SHIB goes on a big run, Doge follows at a smaller percentage. But yeah, they do tend to follow each other. I don't know, Tim, on the news on the ETFs. We'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll see what the news says tomorrow because since it just got approved, it was after 5 o'clock already. So, and then I came on streaming, so I haven't seen any of the follow-up news. So we'll talk about that tomorrow, how long that may take. Hey, Harrison, how are you? You're new here, so welcome. Been around about a month now. How long have you been in the trading game, not just Doge? I've been in the trading game for 20 years, trading stocks. It's small scale, but still just trying to do better. And then got into crypto late 2020 and early 2021 is when I started my Doge experience. And then it's just been really concentrated on Doge since then. But I was doing a lot of stock swing trading and other things with small amounts, but still that. It's kind of how I learned about how the markets work. I think stock trading, if you're doing like swing trading, it's a lot easier to do with stocks than crypto because companies have earnings reports and stocks are much more translated to what's going on into economies and things like that. Every time I've tried to do crypto swing trade, it's really hard. It's hard. I mean, Doge is probably the easiest one, or it used to be, because there would be like an Elon tweet, like we were talking about before, and Doge would spike up. Perfect time to swing trade it because it's built on hype and nothing else. So you sell it, right? Because most likely it's going to retrace back down because that pump was based on a tweet by Elon Musk, and then there was nothing behind it. So then you could sell, Doge would come back down, and you buy back in, and you got a bigger bag of Doge. You just rinse and repeat again and again and again. There's a lot of that going on back in 2020, 2021. Now, it doesn't work so much anymore. Will the bonk pump continue? I believe so. I think so. Bonk has been doing great. Here's the current bubbles right now. Pepe up 13.9, and look what's right behind it. Bonk. Bonk. Ethereum Classic is pumping because of ETH, but bonk is right there. So yeah, bonk is doing great. I do own a bag of bonk. I don't own any Pepe, but I do have bonk. And I'm up over 3x on the bonk that I have. So feel good about that. Yeah, it's a Russell index is what it is. So the Russell index will take into account the stock split. Yes. Yeah, we've showed the alley charts. I've shown the alley charts 2 or 3 times. Most recently, just a couple days ago. But you're right. It's crypto. Anything could happen. Anything can happen. The chance of Dogecoin actually seeing the same percentage gains in this bull run that it did in 2021, I'd say that's pretty slim. But I mean, just a 6x from here, and you're talking about $1 Doge. That's pretty cool. I think it's harder to get the same percentage gains now with Dogecoin than what it did at 2021 when it was starting at a lower price. Yeah, Jace. Why is there so much sell volume? I think a lot of it is bot trading, to be honest with you. Also, there is a lot of leverage trading and short trading. So there's a lot of shorting going on, particularly if there's a spike on something. Short trading is huge. So I think that's a lot of it. Yeah, I think that's what will happen when Doge and Sheep start pumping. You're going to see a lot of the other meme tokens being sold and people FOMOing in to Doge and Sheep. That'll happen. Yeah. I'm not doing any margin trading. I'm just staying away from it. I'm just DCAing, buying and holding. Not doing any of that. Because you never know. And I don't want to mess with it. But that's just me. Go for it. If you want to try it, go for it. Yeah, Ethereum Classic. Yeah, can't hold 33, but still a good pump today. It's funny, ETH Classic outperforming Ethereum. And it's not an ETH Classic ETF. Binance is having an altcoin delisting. Well, I don't own anything on Binance, so I don't have that problem. I've got nothing. Well, that Binance US, right, would be the one. I don't own anything on it. Cleared it all out. It's all into my wallets. Yeah, Turbo has been moving. Is it an AI though? I don't know. Everybody's using that. Oh yeah, it's an AI. It's like, but why would you need a token then? I don't get it. Derek bought more at under 16. Always a good thing. Deepak's already up 280% on Pepe. Yeah, and I'm up 280% on my bunk. So it depends on when you buy it, what percentage is, and where it's going to go from here, you think. Last I heard, Joshua, was Robinhood had received a Wells notice from the SEC, and whether there have been any discussions between Robinhood and the SEC since then, haven't heard. Robinhood did make some public statements saying that they would, if they were sued, they would vigorously defend themselves. So I think they pretty much let the SEC know that if you're gonna sue Robinhood, you're gonna be in for a big battle. Robinhood has deep pockets now. So we'll see. But right now, you put $500 of Sheep in for the memes, yeah, and sit on it. You never know. Sheep could go on a huge run at any point in time. You got liquidated in the stock market using leverage. Yeah. I'm just not even gonna chance it. Because I'm always looking at this liquidation chart here, and I just see all of these people losing money on all this leverage stuff, both short and long, because they get you each way. And it's just like, I'm not doing it. Not even going to touch it. Well, Ryan, of course, it was from all their profits from Dogecoin. That's where Robinhood made all their money. Tim, I think the winds may have changed since the Robinhood Wells notice. Yep, may have. Particularly when Robinhood came out and basically said, you're in for a long court battle. I don't think they got anything. Yeah, I know, Ryan. But it was all based on our trading of Doge. So we actually gave them their long pockets. us Dogecoin buyers on Robinhood. Robinhood stock. That's a good question. I heard that the stock is down a little bit. Let's see how Hood looks. I haven't looked at the stock in a while. It's under 20 bucks. I'll zoom out to the 4-hour chart. Yeah, just a little retrace from Tuesday, but the daily, well, it's certainly up from the beginning of the year when it was down here $11 or $12. So yeah, hard to say. Something to look at, though. I do have a little bit of stock money left over on Webull from the AMC profit that I made. Would have been nice to get NVIDIA for under $1,000 and then 10 times the number of shares when it does its split. That would have been good. Never know. Bitcoin hanging out. So this was the big run-up that we had on Monday in ETH. In anticipation, there was going to be an ETF approval. So so today's candle isn't that great because it was kind of priced in already with that big run. That's what we saw. Yeah, they're going to make a lot. Memes in crypto. You put $1 into NVIDIA in December of 2020, it's now $7. Yeah. Yep. That's like my one share of MicroStrategy I have. I have one share. One share of MicroStrategy. Should have bought more. Oh, well, you never know, right? You never know. All right, so that's what we have for today. We've got an ETH ETF approval. We'll talk more about it tomorrow because this is a special Thursday edition of Kriss Packs Live. So we'll be live again tomorrow, Friday, 5 o'clock. I may actually start about 4:30 or so. So make sure you're subscribed. You've got your notifications on. Hey, Lucas, welcome. I'm just signing off, though. Been on for an hour and a half here. And so good news for the ETH ETF, but kind of like tampered a bit because I think the word is out that those ETH ETFs aren't going to start trading right away. So we'll find out what the news on that is tomorrow. We'll talk about that tomorrow night and see what else is going on with Dogecoin as well. So until then, I hope everyone is well. Go Celtics. Big game number 2 tonight in the NBA, the basketball playoffs. So we'll be watching that tonight. And we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.